New at 6 tonight, more charges are being filed against a man accused of scamming storm damage victims of our area out of money. Austin Lamb is already facing charges of theft by deception in Benton County. Now another victim has come forward. 5 News reporter Kayla Davis digging into the new details. And Kayla, this new case is in a different Arkansas county.
That's right, Darren. According to Washington County Prosecutor Dennis Dean, a woman filed a complaint in January claiming she gave Lamb a check for $8,600 to buy roofing material. But she said he never fixed her roof and instead spent large amounts of money on personal purchases. Family member whose name was concealed in the affidavit released by Washington County came forward in January after prosecuting attorney Dennis Dean says it became apparent to her Lamb had no intentions of repairing her roof.
I had some concerns after she paid him the money and couldn't hear from him that his spending had kind of increased and he was basically living beyond his means, kind of a lavish lifestyle, spending money on things that she didn't think, based on his business, he would be able to have the money.
According to the affidavit, the Fayetteville PD found evidence that alleges the money paid for Lamb's services was used on personal expenses like vacation, liquor and tobacco, restaurants, entertainment, and more. She reported that Lamb even blocked her on social media and cut off their relationship to avoid the issue. Before the May 2024 tornadoes, Lamb was already a convicted felon that was on probation after serving a prior sentence. But this March, he was arrested for 3 counts of theft by deception in Benton County for scamming people of roofing services last June. Now he faces an additional charge in Washington County for scamming his family member and violating probation.
Right now, he's charged with theft by receiving a C felony, which is punishable 3 to 10 years in the Department of Correction. However, because of his criminal history, we could seek to enhance that penalty and he could be facing up to 30 years.
There are multiple confirmed victims in Benton County, and Dean says there could be more in Washington.
If anybody sees the story and they say, oh, I've been a victim of Lamb Enterprises as well, if you pay somebody money to do a job and they do absolutely nothing and just take your money, that is a crime. There's a difference between civil matters and criminal law. And in this case, if no work is done and the person spends their money on personal things rather than things to get the job done, that could be considered a crime, theft of property, and we're going to come after you.
Lamb posted bail in both Benton and Washington counties. He pleaded not guilty to his Benton County charges and has a pretrial hearing set for June 19th. His court date to make his plea in Washington County is set for June 9th. Kayla Davis, 5 News.
All right, Kayla, thank you. New at 6, the family of Brian Malinowski is filing a wrongful death lawsuit against the ATF. You'll remember Malinowski was the director of the Clinton National Airport in Little Rock when he was shot and killed by agents serving a search warrant on his home last year. The warrant stemmed from an investigation alleging he bought and sold more than 100 guns without a license. Some of those same weapons later turned up at crime scenes. Local prosecutors ruled the shooting justified. Now, the lawsuit from Maria Malinowski also claims the raid violated her constitutional rights. Controversial smell yet again stirring up concern in Crawford County and the River Valley. And tonight, residents have the chance to tell state officials what they think about it. 5 News reporter Lauren Spencer is in Alma tonight, just ahead of a public meeting where tensions could be high.
Happening now at the Alma Community Center, state officials are hosting a public hearing for Denali Water Solutions. They're looking to continue operations here in Crawford County. The issue is the smell that comes with it. Just last year, Fort Smith residents filed a lawsuit over a strong odor in the area. The smell was linked to a lagoon cleanup project Denali was managing nearby. Denali had told 5 News they worked quickly and took every possible step to reduce odors during the project. I'm listening in on tonight's meeting, and I'm going to let you know what happens tonight on your 5 News at 10. In Alma, covering news where you live, Lauren Spencer, 5 News.
All right, Lauren, thanks. Of course, you will have an update tonight at 10. We'll also fill you in on what happens on our free 5 News smartphone app. The town of Arcoma, Oklahoma, facing a massive sewer rate hike from the city of Fort Smith. Leaders there say it could devastate residents. Starting June 1st, Arcoma will see its sewer rates jump from $2.69 per 100 cubic feet to $8.75. That's an estimated 350% increase on top of the more than $200,000 debt the city is paying off to Fort Smith because of the floods from 2019. Arcoma Vice Mayor Bobby Weatherford says they've paid off half of that and points out that since 2021, they've spent nearly $2 million on wastewater repairs, outpacing Fort Smith per capita by more than 50%. Arcoma leaders are pushing for what they describe now as a fair contract.
Don't have a huge base. Unlike Arkansas, we do not get property taxes for the municipality. Our money comes from sales tax, which, because of our proximity to Fort Smith, we're one of the lowest in Oklahoma per capita on getting sales tax.
Fort Smith's board of directors insisting the rate hike is necessary to avoid subsidizing that smaller town of Arcoma. Meeting tonight, by the way, starts at 6:30 at Arcoma Town Hall. We'll keep you updated as to what was discussed there. The director of the Veterans Healthcare System of the Ozarks retiring. The VA announced that Dr. George Velez stepping away from federal service. He served as director since 2023, overseeing healthcare facilities in 3 states that delivered healthcare to more than 60,000 veterans. Prior to leading the Veterans Healthcare System of the Ozarks, Dr. Velez was deputy director of the VA hospital in Puerto Rico. Springdale Police Department hosting Northwest Arkansas's annual tribute to fallen officers today. That memorial ceremony happened this morning in front of the Springdale Police Department. Ceremony coincides with National Police Week, and departments from across the area were on hand this morning to honor every officer across this area who has died in the line of duty.
It's important to remember and honor the fallen officers in Northwest Arkansas specifically. They've served the community. Northwest Arkansas is growing, but it's still a small community, and it's just good to know and respect that there are those local friends and neighbors and colleagues who have given the ultimate sacrifice.
Springdale Police Department has a memorial in front of its police station that is open to the public to visit 24 hours a day.